Welcome to my Asshole Podcast. Let's get into it. Welcome to my Asshole Podcast. Guess what today's episode is? Today's episode, ladies and germs, is the last episode of 2025. Man, it has been a journey. It definitely has been a journey. I won't lie to you guys. It's been an absolute journey. Hopefully you guys had a great Christmas. Hopefully you guys are going to have a wonderful New Year's. But yeah, man, this is going to be the last episode of 2025. It has been amazing going through this journey with you guys, you know what I mean, growing, meeting you guys, whether it's on stream and all that kind of stuff, talking to you guys through either DMs, just whatever it may be. We've grown the show a lot, and it's been awesome. And I can't wait to do another year of it with you guys. I won't lie to you, man. 2026 is actually going to be a big year. And I'm hoping to do some big changes with the podcast. Just as far as having more guest episodes. Trying to get some collaborations with other creators and stuff like that. Just a lot more, man. And it's going to be a good year if I'm being real with you. And I'm... Obviously, the threads aren't going anywhere. The crazy scenarios aren't going anywhere. You know what I mean? We're still going to be live streaming and all that stuff. So, you know what I mean? It's still going to be a lot of the same, but it is going to be different. You know what I mean? We're going to definitely take it to the next level as much as I possibly can. And, yeah, man, with you guys' support, it's what keeps me going. I won't lie to you guys. You guys' support over the year has really kept me going. It's what's kept me consistent. Just knowing that you guys are coming out, watching and listening to every Tuesday, Thursday, and every other Sunday episode. The books are going to continue. We're going to be doing some awesome books. We're actually going to be doing a brand new book starting the year on Thursday. So I'm excited for that. Hopefully you guys are excited on that. You guys are going to have to wait until Thursday episode to figure that out, though. All right. Maybe I'll drop the name of the book at the end of the episode. Maybe, if you're good, okay. If you're good, I'll give you guys the name of the book at the end of the episode. If you guys are good, all right, but only if you're good. You know what I mean? If I gotta slap you around in the back of the car seat, you know what I mean? You guys aren't getting the name of the book, okay? You little freak leaks gonna have to wait till Thursday. But if you're good. Okay, if you're good this episode, I'll give you guys the name of the book. All right. It's an exciting book. It is a book that is recommended by one of you lovely supporters out there. So I do appreciate that. Always keep, sending in books that you want to see me cover and all that kind of stuff. Keep doing that. I am definitely all for it, okay? I have a list. You know what I mean? I have a list. So don't worry about it. I got everybody who is commented a book and all that kind of stuff. I've definitely written it down. Don't worry, I got y'all. I love y'all. You know what I mean? So definitely keep recommending books. And without further ado, we'll get into today's episode. No thread. We're going to do nothing but scenarios. We're going to do an absolutely juicy banger episode for today. All right. So no thread, just a bunch of juicy ass episode or a juicy ass thread. Man, your boy can't talk today. What's going on? Juicy ass scenarios for you guys today. All right. Jeez. Before we get into the scenarios, though, I'm going to knock announcements out the way. That way we can get those out of the way. I know you guys, that's your least favorite part of the episode. It's all good. We'll get it out the way right now. So patreon.com/mytheassholepodcast. Get an exclusive episode every single Friday, as well as being able to send in your scenarios to be featured on the Tuesday and Sunday show like these lovely people did for today. All right, $3 a month, man. Get you that exclusive episode every single Friday, as well as access to over 100 hours of content. We do run 7-day free trials, so if you guys want to just hop in, get your 7-day free trial, check everything out, you know what I mean, and then hop on out, hey, that's on y'all, man, you know what I mean? I try to be flexible with y'all, I try to do my thing, you know what I mean? Hey, I love y'all. I try to, be a man of the people. Audio listeners, thank you guys so much for all the support. You guys are the best. I ain't gonna lie to you. You guys are super awesome. You guys keep coming out, downloading the episodes, doing all that fun stuff, and I do appreciate that so very much. It is actually raining right now, and it's very loud raining right now. So if you guys hear that in the background, you guys hear it in the background. I do apologize. It is coming down. It is raining cats and dogs right now. God damn. So if you guys are hearing that, usually this microphone is really good, so it doesn't really pick up like outside, BS. But if you guys are hearing it, you're hearing it. Sorry. I do apologize. Okay. Audio listeners, yes. Thank you guys for all the support. I appreciate you guys so much. You guys are the real goats. You guys keep coming out every week, and I love that so much. Keep downloading the episodes as well as rating us 5 stars on your preferred platform. If you want to help out even more, go ahead and follow us on Instagram, TikTok, as well as subscribing on YouTube. All of that helps out so very much. And then, if you want to ever catch us on a live stream, I try to live stream. Okay, I do. I try my hardest. I try to live stream every Friday, Sunday. Friday, Sunday, Monday, and Wednesday. Okay? So without further ado, let's get on into today's first scenario. Am I overreacting? Boyfriend ran away while I was getting hit on. What? So you were getting hit on, and homie was just like, oh, no, I'm good. Run away. Like, all right, wait, let's check this one out. So my best friend, her boyfriend, my boyfriend, and me all went on a double date. We went to an arcade and had a pretty fun time. Afterwards, I was thirsty, so we stopped at a gas station. My boyfriend and I were walking a little further ahead than my best friend and her boyfriend. There was a car parked right in the front, and when I got to the door, I heard, ooh, damn. Coming from the car, one of the windows was rolled down, and there was a man in the passenger seat. I just just staring directly at me and smiling. I looked at my boyfriend, who was just standing there with a blank expression on his face. My best friend's boyfriend yelled into the window to leave me alone and not say shit like that to random women. We go inside, pick out drinks, pay, and when we were leaving, he was staring straight at me and licking his lips and winking. Weirdo. All of us saw it. Again, I kindly just stood there. He gets out of the car at this point. He's obviously drunk. I forgot to mention his friends or whoever were there were inside the gas station getting snacks. So I froze there. My best friend's boyfriend pushes us both back and walks up to him, and they're yelling at each other. At this point, I look at my boyfriend. He's avoiding eye contact and then suddenly sprints back to his truck. Oh.
Bruh.
Oh, my God. Oh, this man's cooked. Do you know how much of a bitch you look like, bro? You look like an absolute baby back bitch, bruh. Oh my God. My best friend and I stay put for a second because the man is still staring at us. Once her boyfriend has him looking at him instead, that's when he followed and ran to the truck. My boyfriend is just sitting inside on his phone. I was pissed. Facts. I tell him I no longer want to spend the night with him, and he's shocked, gobsmacked. Actually, he claims he didn't know if the man had a gun or not, which understandable, but you couldn't even grab my hand and run with me? Yo, facts, bro. I've been considering breaking up with him as I will never feel safe with him. Honestly, not after that. Facts. And honestly, that is probably the biggest form of betrayal that a man can actually commit to a woman. The biggest act of betrayal. Now a lot of women try to sit there and say it's cheating and this and that. And in reality, no. Honestly, not being able to defend your woman and lay down your life to protect her is that is the biggest betrayal that a man can do. And the reason being is because women date men for security. it's biologically, you know, wired in women's DNA to date for that. It's why they like tall men. It's why they like strong men. It's why they like more men with competency. It's why they like these things in men, because those things show survival value within a man. They look at it like, if I have children with this man, my offspring are able to survive because of this man's protective nature. And if your man is sitting there faced with danger and decides to just run tail, yeah, he's a baby back bitch and cannot protect you in any situation. The fact that he sat there and was just like, oh, he could have had a gun. Okay. And like, if I'm being honest with you, if you ain't willing to lay down your life for your girl, you don't really love her, bro, as a man. I ain't gonna lie to you, bro. Like, that's our lot in life. You know what I mean? Like, it is what it is. I don't know what to tell you on that one, man. Like, if you can't sit there and protect, because it's one of those things where a lot of people ask me, you know, that we like to talk about hypotheticals and all that kind of stuff. And people always sit there and they say, oh, what if a big ass, you know, buff black dude touched your girl's ass? And I'm like, well, I'm going to fight the nigga. I will die, but I'm dying protecting her. Like, what the fuck are we talking about? Because you got to understand, what that dude did is he technically sexually assaulted your girl by touching her ass. You need to be the man to protect her. Whether you get your ass beat or not, it's like, bro, that's your lot in life, man. That is a man's job. You know what I mean? That's what it comes down to. That is a man's job. If you are not willing to lay down your life to protect your woman, then she can't feel safe around you. She can't even see you as the, you know, protector of her future children with you. You know, she can't see you as that type of, you know, virtuous and strong man that you claim to be. You know what I mean? You can't. And she was like, bro, coochie is dried up. Like, I don't want to have sex with you. Like, what the fuck are we talking about here? You know, and it's funny because a lot of girls will sit there and they say, oh no, I want a more effeminate man, and I want a guy who, you know, is more in touch with his emotions and all that bullshit. No, you don't. No, you don't. Because when these kind of situations happen, you want a man to be able to step in there and be able to fucking defend you. I guarantee you that's what this dude is. He's a very effeminate kind of guy. Because her friend's boyfriend, that's a man. That dude was like, hey, what the fuck, man? Hey, why you looking at my homegirl's, you know, my homegirl's girl like that? What the fuck, bro? You know what I mean? Like, he stepped up and was just like, if nigga's got a gun, he's got a gun. Like, I'm not about to sit here and let that shit slide. You know what I mean? Like, I'm a protector because this bitch ass nigga ain't doing it. You know, and I guarantee that's what it is. He's a very effeminate dude, and she's finally realizing that shit. And I guarantee you, she's probably gonna be done with them effeminate dudes. She'll be like, oh yeah, nah, I'm good on that. I need a dude who's gonna be able to snap into action and be able to get shit done. Because like I said, even in that situation of there's a big buff black dude that want to put his hands on my girl, yeah, I'm gonna fight him. Am I gonna lose? Probably. But I'm not about to just let that shit slide. Like, come on, bruh. You know what I mean? Now, if he grabbed her and, you know, ran with her or something, maybe I think she would have still lost respect for him, just in the fact that, like, bro, you know what I mean? What the fuck? You just gonna run from it? Because you got to think about it like this. She is already seeing her friend's boyfriend confront the guy. So even in the fact that if he would have took her and ran with her, she still would have been like, hey, you is a bitch made dude. Like, you see Carl over there, you know, Carl ready to throw down with the dude. And he didn't even look at her girl or his girl. You know what I mean? Like, bro, why aren't you pissed? Why aren't you mad? Like, what the fuck? So I 100% agree with her. Like, break up with this dude. Because trust me, If there is a situation that goes down, or you guys are ever in a situation, he is going to save himself over you. 100%. He's going to save himself over you. There is no protection value with this guy at all. And I guarantee you he's an effeminate dude. Fucking guarantee it. Because every guy that I know, they wouldn't have done some bullshit like that. They would have sat there and been like, hey, yo, what the fuck, man? Hey, why you looking at my girl like that? Like, you know what I mean? Like, what the fuck, bro? No, yeah. You let me know what you think about that in the comments. So, on to our next one. Am I wrong for calling an AI my wife's emotional affair? Damn. Okay. I don't even know how to explain this without sounding insane, so here goes. My partner uses AI app a lot, like a lot. At first, I didn't care. I thought it was just one of those productivity journaling, venting things people try for a week and forget about it. But she didn't forget about it. She talks to it every day, long conversations late at night. Sometimes I'll be sitting right next to her and she's typing away, smiling, reacting, clearly engaging. And when I ask what she's doing, she'll say something like, oh, just talking to the AI. Super casual, like it's nothing. What messed with my head was realizing she tells it things she doesn't tell me anymore. Stuff about her stress, her fears, things she's unsure about, sometimes even things about us. She says it helps her process and that it's easier because it doesn't judge or interrupt or make things complicated. And I'm sure she said that as far as like, these are things that you do. Okay. And I get that. I really do. I am not anti-tech. I am not jealous of machines. I'm just trying to control, or I'm not trying to control her. But somewhere along the way, I started feeling like, why am I here then? It's a weird feeling, being in the same room as someone you love and still feeling like you're not the one they turn to first. Like I'm physically present, but emotionally optional. The other night, I caught myself thinking this app knows her better than I do right now, and that thought scared the hell out of me. I tried bringing it up gently. I didn't accuse. I didn't yell. I just said I felt a little pushed aside. She got defensive and said I was overthinking it, and that it's just an AI, and I shouldn't be threatened by code. I don't know, dude. Maybe she's right. Maybe I'm being dramatic, but it doesn't feel like jealousy, honestly. Straught up to feel like loss, like I'm slowly being replaced in small, invisible ways that are hard to point to without sounding ridiculous. So yeah, that's where I'm at. Am I the asshole for feeling this way, or am I just reacting to something new that I don't fully understand yet? I don't personally think you're the asshole, and the reason being is because who says that it won't go from AI to a real person? You know what I mean? Like, I really do think that this is kind of a stepping stone into it becoming, you know what I mean, like a real person, to where I think in her relationship with you, she may feel, you know what I mean, not heard or neglected in some way. Or, you know what I mean? There's something like that you're not giving her that she needs, that she feels the need to find it within something or someone else. And my thing is I personally think that this is only a stepping stone to her then finding whatever this AI is giving her into someone, you know, real, into a real person. You know, it may not be right away, but I can definitely see that being a thing, just because it's kind of how a lot of these things start. You know, it's one of those things where it starts off harmlessly. It starts out like, oh, you know, it's nothing serious. It's nothing bad. It's not that serious. It's just a, you know, little robot that talks to, whatever the case may be. But I think it gets to a point where she will be so unsatisfied with her relationship because of this AI that she will then seek someone else out. So that way she then has the emotional and the physical to it. You know what I mean? And that's why I say this is only a stepping stone, because as she gets more attached to this AI, she is getting more detached with you. Once she is fully detached with you, then she's going to look at it like, well, this AI is great, but, you know, I also have physical needs. I also have physical wants. So then she's going to look for whatever it is she's getting out of the AI in a real person. And then when she finds that out in a real person, then that's where the cheating and the infidelity and all that kind of starts. And then it just kind of snowballs, and it's a compounding effect until, she inevitably leaves. And that's why I say it's something that is really detrimental to a lot of relationships, because people kind of take this stuff too far, is what I've noticed. Is that, it starts off as harmless fun. It starts off as, it is what it is. What I've noticed in guys is that when they do the whole AI girlfriend thing, they get obsessed. They think that she's real. They think that, they actually have a girlfriend. They think that they're actually doing these things. Now, and there are some women who have gotten into that. Definitely go look at the Reddit. My boyfriend is AI. You go find some crazy ass shit in that Reddit. Just Google it. Trust me. You will not be disappointed. The crazy shit you'll see in there. But it's literally just women who have created an AI boyfriend. And, they're telling the AI boyfriend all kinds of stuff. They sleep with him. They go on dates. They, you know what I mean? The guy buys them stuff, and they get married, and all kinds of crazy shit happens on that. And I see it kind of getting to that kind of severity. It may not happen immediately. It may not happen, right away. But as it's progressing, she gets more connected to this thing. And then it gets to a point where she feels like, I am completely unsatisfied and unhappy in this relationship. Why am I in it? You know what I mean? And it'll get to that point, because she's going to start asking the AI questions about you guys' relationship. And should she still be in it? Is it a good idea that she's staying in the relationship? She'll probably get to a point of just like, am I actually happy? She's going to start asking herself some crazy questions to a point where she'll get to a point where she starts to realize, like, you know what? I don't think I want to be with him anymore. And instead of talking to you about it and voicing her concerns to you, she voices all her concerns to this AI, and honestly, this AI is just going to spout nonsense and agree with her the entire time. Let's be honest here. So, you know what I mean? I don't think that she's actually unhappy. I think it's a thing where, since the AI is telling her that, she kind of believes that. You know what I mean? And that's the danger about it. Now, if she's naturally just unhappy, then it is what it is. Again, she can have a conversation with, her man and try to work that through. But I think with this whole AI in the middle, I think what she's doing is she has an issue. She'll tell the AI about the issue and all that kind of stuff. And the AI is kind of pretty much just agree with her and go along with whatever it is that, she says about it. And she's never going to really hear the other side. You know what I mean? She's never going to hear his side. She's never going to hear, his gripes and grievances and stuff like that with either her or the relationship or the situation. And there's never going to be that like back and forth conflict resolution. It's just going to be, she gets told what she wants to hear. And then it gets to a point where she realizes, oh man, why am I even here? Like, why? I don't even want to be in this relationship anymore. Why? Because the AI told her to, and that's the dangerous part about it, is they stopped conflict resoluting. They stopped talking to each other. It's just a thing where they're just going off rash decisions at that point, And so, yeah, dude, I would definitely try to have a conversation with her, talk to her, voice your concerns about this AI thing. You know what I mean? That, hey, I don't think that this is healthy for us, that you're talking about this, talking to this AI about our relationship and about everything. You know what I mean? Like, it's going to be tough, bro. Oof. But yeah, man, I think you can do it though. I think you guys can have a conversation. You guys can fix this and get through it. You know what I mean? So you guys let me know what you think about that one in the comments though, because dude, this AI shit is getting crazy. It's like not only do you have to worry about your partner cheating on you with other people, but they can be cheating on you with AI. You know what I mean? Like that's crazy work. But on to our next one. Boyfriend living with the girl he cheated on me with. Oh shit. I, 21 female, have been with my boyfriend, 21 male, for 3 years. I'm really close with his family and have grown a great bond with him. My boyfriend, however, is very toxic. He gets extremely jealous when I am on my college campus that a guy will try to talk to me, or if a guy talks to me at work, but yet continues to flirt with any girl in his phone that gives him attention. 2 weeks ago, a girl named Gabby, 18 female, and her family moved into a 6-bed, 2-bath house with my boyfriend and his family due to other reasons. Her bedroom is right next to his. Over the summer, my boyfriend and I were in a rocky place in our relationship. He was constantly being avoidant and finding reasons to break up with me. In August, I found out that during the summer, he was texting and flirting with Gabby along with 2 other girls. The texts between him and Gabby are in Spanish, but translated to her saying things like, "We kissed and had sex without being anything." After he asked her what she wanted with him, they called each other baby, talked about hanging out, talked on the phone, and I have proof of him telling his best friend he took her to a hotel, but he's never admitted that to me. I confronted him and he swore he didn't want anything to do with her. And when I found out he was about to be moving in with Gabby and her family, I told him how uncomfortable and upset that made me. He promised nothing would happen. Well, a few nights ago, I found more messages on his iPad that he'd delete off his phone. She messaged him saying, "I want to ask you something. No one is going to catch feelings, neither you or me." And he agreed, but then said, "Tomorrow, baby, we'll stay and watch a movie." When I confronted him about those messages, he told his friend that the iPad deleted half of the messages and that what I saw was nothing bad. Crazy work, bro. The gaslight is wild. So it's obvious there's more I haven't seen. Once again, he kept saying he didn't want anything to do with her and that he doesn't know why he called her baby.
Stop the cap.
Come on, bruh. Come on, bruh. That's crazy. After seeing that he called her baby only days after, I just told him my discomfort and made something in me click. We've spent the last few months trying to fix what he broke, and now he's right back doing the same shit. I just look at him differently. Now I just feel like I am staying until I find out one last thing. I've been over his house with Gabby being there. I've never spoken to her, but she's super friendly with his mom and sister, and her and my boyfriend talk occasionally around the house. With them living in the same house now, I feel like something will happen, because it will. His best friend is also an enabler. My boyfriend ended up telling his friend that I found the recent messages between him and Gabby, and his friend asked him why he didn't delete the messages. My boyfriend claimed that I only saw half the messages on his iPad and that's it. Wasn't anything bad, according to him. So obviously there's more that I am unaware of. It's just embarrassing at this point. Okay. And that's that. Dude, you are the only one to blame in this situation. And before you guys get your pitchforks and torches out, let me explain why she is the blame for this situation. Because you are letting him do this. Okay? You're letting him do this to you. You should have been broke up with this guy. But the fact that you're still in this relationship, trying to fix what he broke, according to you, he looks at it like, this bitch ain't going nowhere. I can fuck on Gabby all I want. And you're not going anywhere. Making you look stupid because you're over here, mad and upset and this and that, when you know he's talking to her, you know they're fucking, you know the friend is enabling it all, you know he's lying to you, you know that he's trying to have this little relationship thing going on. What more do you need? And then you sit there and you're just like, oh, I feel like I'm just trying to find that one last thing. Bitch, what one last thing do you need? What other one last thing do you need? You are literally sitting in this relationship making yourself look dumb. What are you doing? You need to cut your losses and get rid of this dude. And that's why I'm saying you're the dumb one, not him. That man's winning as far as dudes are concerned. Because he's got you. You ain't going nowhere. He fucking on that little 18-year-old girl, Gabby, all day, every day. I mean, come on, bruh. You really believe that they're hardly messing around with each other? No. He is up in them walls every night. Come on, bruh. And then, he goes to you and he's like, oh, baby, I love you and you're the best and this and that. And then he's up in your guts. And you just looking stupid. Why? Because you know all this is happening. It ain't a secret. I don't know why a nigga's still lying at this point. It's like, bro, she knows. She knows. Why you still lying? Like, come on, bro. Just terrible. Just terrible. What are you doing to yourself? Like, come on, baby girl. You got to have more respect for yourself, man. You're doing this to yourself. And that's why, again, I say it's her fault. You're the reason this is happening. Because you're allowing it to. Like, I ain't got nothing more to say to that one. I ain't going to lie to you. You guys let me know what you think about it in the comments. You still going to have the pitchforks and all that? You know what I mean? Like, or do you agree with me? Let me know. Because, yeah, man. That's all bad. That's just all bad. All right, on to our next one. Am I overreacting for crying because my boyfriend told me to work out more? Okay. My boyfriend, 25 male, and I, 23 female, have been dating for roughly 8 months. But we have been living together for only 3 months. Damn. At least wait a year? Shit. Motherfuckers love to just move in with each other just as soon as possible. It's crazy. My boyfriend works as an e-commerce live stream operator 5-6 days a week, and I work as a teacher at 2 different places 3 days a week plus 1 day for lesson planning. Yesterday, with no context, if I remember correctly, he suddenly said I should work out. I said that sometimes I'm too tired to work out and I don't want to do it in front of him when he's at home. Our apartment is small and I get embarrassed very easily, and I'd prefer it if we work out together. He suggests for us to go for a run on Saturday. I said to him that it wouldn't be possible. I said to him that wouldn't be possible because I have work that day and I would be too tired to run. One of my jobs is a weekend course teacher for 3 to 6 year olds. I get physically and mentally tired, and he knows this. I don't really remember how the conversation went after that, but I remember him saying it's a good thing for me to gain weight. He's pretty skinny, but do you think it's a good thing for you? Now, mind you, I'm not even overweight. I am 170 centimeters tall, which is 5'7", and I weigh 60 kilograms, which is 132 pounds. I have normal BMI with a little bit of fat around my stomach and thighs. I just felt silent after that. I did a little bit of my lesson planning work, and I went to bed. The next morning today, my tears broke, and I said to him that I felt like I'll never be good enough for him. He said that he told me to work out more because I've gotten a flu lately. The weather has been cold, plus I am exposed to AC most of the time, and I have a pretty weak immune system. He just wanted me to get healthy, and he was just a bit ticked off because of the fact that I've never used a yoga mat that he bought me for my birthday last month. He also said that he didn't tell me to work out just because I gained weight. I was 115 before we moved in together. Okay. Then I asked him why he mentioned my weight gain in the first place. After that, he stormed about how he never complained about how I eat and how I spend his money to eat, which confused me a bit because I buy most of our groceries, and it has been 2 or 3 weeks since the last time he took me out to eat. And he said that his patience has run out. I replied to him that just because he didn't see me work out, it doesn't mean that I only lay in bed all day when I am not at work. I cook and tidy up our living space every day and sweep/mop the place once every week. I also take public transport most of the time, so I walk a lot. I told him once again that my jobs are pretty draining physically, mentally, and cognitively, so it's just difficult for me to work out in this situation. The argument went all over the place, even going to unrelated topics, and ended when he said he didn't want to talk anymore. I had to go work, so I just left. Was I overreacting? I felt bad that I've never even gotten the chance to use the yoga mat that he gave me, but I just couldn't find the right time to use it. And how can I find the middle ground with my boyfriend about this? Oh, man. Now, I can already hear a lot of people sitting there saying, oh, he should just love you the way that you are. No. Okay? No.
Wrong.
No. All right? And the reason I say that is because I always say it on this goddamn show, man. I keep having to reiterate my fucking self. You should always want to look good for your partner. All right? Now, is she fat by any means? No. All right? No. I mean, mind you, you know what I mean? I'm 5'7". I'm 5'7", 151, 152 pounds. Okay? Like, and I'm in no way, shape, or form fat at all. Okay? But I mean, I guess you could argue, you know what I mean? I'm a guy, maybe it's different. I have more muscle mass, whatever. But I don't think that, okay, let me rephrase. Sorry. I think it's the fact that he saw you at a smaller weight. And so since he saw you, that's why when she was just like, before we moved in, I was 115. And that's why I was like, okay. And I think that's really what it was. He probably found you your most attractive when you were at that weight of 115. And so he kind of looks at it like, you know what I mean? I found you more attractive when you were that weight versus the weight you are now. Now, look, I understand you're busy. People are busy. We got stuff to do. You know what I mean? You get tired. You got things to do at home and all that. 100%. Girl, I'm in the same position, okay? I ain't gonna lie to you. I work full time. I do a podcast and I do music. You know what I mean? I do a lot of stuff as well as, you know, other things outside. But I always find time to work out. Always find time to go to the gym. Always find time to, you know what I mean, meal prep. Have, you know, good meals. And, you know, watch my calories, all that kind of stuff. Like, it can be done. It's just a lot of people don't want to do it. And that's what it comes down to. And then I would also feel some type of way if I bought you a yoga mat and you didn't use it either. You know what I mean? I feel some type of way about that shit. I low-key would feel some type of way about it too. So I understand that part too, and I think she understands that as well. She mentioned it multiple times within the story, so she kind of understands that. My thing is, you know, there are conventional ways to, you know what I mean, do that. Now, look, I get it that you get embarrassed easily or whatever, but it's like, I think you're going to have to suck it up, buttercup, and just fucking work out at home. Do workouts that you can. YouTube has a lot of amazing workouts that you can do. You know, it's as easy as just like, you know, looking it up on YouTube and just working out with the people on there. You do a little 15 minutes a day and you'll be all right. You know, it's not hard. It just comes down to determination and wanting to do it. Now, if I'm being honest with you, his skinny ass needs to fucking start working out too. I ain't gonna lie to you. We ain't just about to throw it one way. You know what I mean? His old skinny bitch ass needs to start working out too. I know you guys mentioned working out together and stuff like that. And so, yeah, he should be. You know what I mean? He should be working out. He should be wanting to do that because I look at it like it does go both ways as far as like you guys should want to look good for each other. You know, you do. You should want to look good for each other. You should want to do these things, for your partner. Like for me, shit, I don't go to the gym and eat fucking clean for me. I ain't gonna lie to you. I do it because I know women like fit guys. Let's be straight. Like, bro, I'm not out here saying, no, I'm doing this for myself. Psst, get the fuck out of here, man. Nah, doing it for the bitches. Like, let's be honest, bro. So, again, it's one of those things where it's like, I think the best compromise is you guys finding a workout schedule that works for you. You know what I mean? You guys find a little YouTube regiment that you guys can stick to and that you guys can do. Start eating, more cleaner together. Doing this shit together. Because if I'm being honest with you, okay, my ex-fiance, right? We actually went through this same thing. Okay. It was a thing where, when I first met her, she was 115 pounds. And then as, you go through the relationships and stuff like that, you gain a little relationship weight or whatever. I think she was like 136, 137, something like that. And, I told her, hey, I think you need to work out. You know what I mean? I think you know what I mean? And it was one of those things where we did it together. I didn't just have her do it, you know what I mean? I was like, let's do it together. Let's work out together, you know what I mean? Let's be healthy and fit together. Let's do this, you and me. And that's what we did. We went on YouTube. We found some, workouts that we can do at home, that you could do on a little yoga mat. And we did it together. 15 minutes. We did 15 minutes every other day. You know what I mean? We worked around our schedules. We did it on our days off, stuff like that. Like, it can be done. It can be done. I can't stand this whole like, oh, you're fat. Oh, well, it is what it is. People should love you for you culture and mentality. That shit is trash. Okay? That shit is trash. No one thinks it's attractive. Stop. No one thinks fat girls are attractive. No one thinks fat dudes are attractive. All right? Nobody's walking around here talking about, man, I'd love to have me a fat girl. No one's saying that. No one's sitting here saying, yo, man, I'd love to have a fat guy. Nobody's saying that. There's no girl on planet Earth who literally, the raunchy books that we go over, those dudes aren't fat. They're not. They're fucking muscular. All right? If anything, they're fit. Like, get the fuck out of here with this whole, and then same thing with the girls. The girls are depicted as skinny, flat stomachs. You like, you know what I mean? Snatched waist, small frame. Like, stop. This whole cheering for being unhealthy is ridiculous to me. I don't get that. I really don't. And I'll sit here and tell you the truth. If I got to be the one to tell you that, like, so be it. I'll be the bad guy. But fat is not sexy. Sorry, it's not. You need to get your bitch ass in the gym. You know what I mean? Even if you don't get in the gym, like I said, get you a yoga mat. Go on YouTube. Find a little workout. 15 minutes. It's not hard. It's not. It's really not hard. You know what I mean? Eating clean. Finding a little regiment. Finding food that works out for you and your diet. I mean, all it is calories in, calories out. I always tell people, you can eat whatever the fuck you want as long as you are in a calorie deficit. You can have a fucking burger, and as long as you're in a calorie deficit, you're fine. You can have chicken nuggets, and as long as you're in a calorie deficit, you're fine. It does not matter. It is calories in versus calories out. Diets don't matter. It doesn't matter what diet you do. All diets do the same thing. They put you in a calorie deficit. It does not change. And you know what I mean? Find a diet that works for you and stick with it. It's just not hard. We have apps for this stuff. You know what I mean? You don't need supplements. You don't need Ozempic. You don't need all this bullshit. You just don't. You know what I mean? You just don't. It's consistency. That's really all it is. You know? So my advice to you, girl, is to work out with your mans. He needs to do that shit too. All right, not just you. You know what I mean? He needs to do that shit too. And you guys work out together. Do this together. Look sexy for each other. You know what I mean? Man, you guys can yell at me in the comments about that one. All right. Okay, on to our next one. Am I overreacting for thinking I ruined my relationship? Ugh. I was dating a girl for 5 months. She was the best girl I had ever met, and it was the best relationship I had ever had. For context, my girlfriend lived with her parents. A few days before the breakup, she stayed over at my house until 5 a.m., which made it to where I had to wake up really late the next day. I woke up the next day and had to rush to get to class. Later that night, she asked if I could come meet her family for the first time. And she would be home from work around 8 p.m. I got home from school and realized that all my clothes were in the washing machine and I had no pants to wear. I frantically tried to figure out what to do and what to wear, while also trying to fix my hair and look good for her family. It was now 8:30 and she texted me asking if we should do another night, as her brother was leaving soon. I texted her back saying I was finally ready and I still wanted to come. She didn't respond for a while, so I tried to call her, but she didn't pick up. I finally called her and she said that she didn't mean I couldn't come. And wait, hold on. I finally called her and she said that she didn't mean I couldn't come and that she was hurt that I didn't come. Because I was on Adderall, I started beating myself up, saying how disappointed with myself I was and how mad I was that I let myself ruin the night and how bad I felt that I left her alone waiting. And I apologized a lot. I asked if we could reschedule, do it the next day as she lived with him, and she didn't let me. She said that me self-blaming so much made it feel like she had to console me when her feelings were the ones hurt. And it made me seem self-centered. But as soon as she told me this, I immediately stopped and tried to ask and understand how she was feeling in the moment. She then broke up with me 2 days later. And I've been wishing I could take a time machine back in time and not be running late that night. And I am really finding it hard to forgive myself for this since I ruined the best relationship ever that I ever had. Did I ruin my relationship? Did you ruin a relationship? Look, man, I would say no. Okay? I would say no. And the reason being is because, look, I hate that did he give age? He didn't give his age. Okay. I guarantee you he's a young guy. All right. I guarantee you he's probably between the ages of 19 and 21. Okay. Or probably 18 and 21. He's probably within those age ranges right there. This was probably one of your first serious relationship because you're sitting here talking about, oh, she was the best girl ever. We all do that shit in our first relationship. I ain't gonna lie to you. I did the same thing. There were so many girls I thought was the best relationship ever. Trust me, bro. You're going to find some other girls and you're going to think the same shit. All right, look. It is what it is, bro. Did you ruin this relationship? No. Because you handled it in a way that you thought was appropriate for it to be handled. You made a mistake. It happens. You're gonna make mistakes, through and through every other relationship that you get into, if I'm being honest with you. I've made them. The next guy made them. The guy listening to this right now made them. Like, bro, we all make these mistakes. We all lose a girl over some dumb shit. You know what I mean? But it's up to you what you do next. And I'm not sitting here saying block her on everything and, fuck that bitch and all that. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not saying that. I'm not even saying,
she belongs to the streets.
We're not even saying that either. Okay? It's one of those things where it all depends on what you do next. And the best thing for you is to just focus on your studies, focus on what you got going on. And, you know what I mean? give it some time. Give it some time. Maybe hit her up later on, hey, how have you been? How's everything been? I've been really thinking, about us and stuff like that. And our relationship was so great. I hate the way it ended. I'd love to meet with you and maybe we kind of talk some things over. And I think you give it some time. I'm talking like, 2-3 weeks, month tops. You give it some time, because even she might look at it like, you know what? Yeah, I kind of overreacted, and you know what I mean? I shouldn't have taken it so serious. You were sorry. You were extremely apologetic about it. You made a mistake. I can't fault you for that. We're humans. We make mistakes. Like, I'm sure she's a reasonable girl, and you got to understand that when you're young, you're in your emotions are high. They feel like the world is ending. They feel like, the atomic bomb is dropping on their little personal world, and that's just how that goes. And that's why you need to be the calm and collected man to kind of not blow up, not be crazy, not do some wild shit, but just give her the space. Focus on your studies, focus on you, give her some space. Like I said, 2-3 weeks, months tops, and then come back to her, maybe hit her up. Hey, how have you been? Just, checking in on you. The way, I've been thinking about our relationship lately, and, that, like, how great it was, and, how we kind of, broke up, I don't think was like the best. I'd love to just kind of meet with you. We talk some things out, and see where it goes. And you never know. She might be like, she might be open to it. And if she's open to it, you just talk to her. You just be straight honest. Hey, how have you been? How have things been? You guys catch up, do a little bit of that, start all over. You know what I mean? You start all over, and you never know. She might be really into that. And like, you know what? Wow. Because my thing is in these kind of situations, a lot of times girls are really testing your maturity. They're testing to see if you can be a mature adult about these things. If you can make a mistake and, come out of it on the other side with a mature attitude and a mature outlook on it. And that she's really going to respond to that maturity in you. She's going to look at it like, wow, he's not sitting here getting drunk and blowing up my phone and being an idiot and doing all this dumb shit. No, he was focusing on his studies. He was focusing on what he needed to do. He, obviously came back to me, gave me some time and some space to kind of think about it as well. You know what I mean? And then the way you go about it a little bit, hey, I've been thinking about our relationship and how it ended. And I just think like, like we should really, get together and talk about it and this and that. Again, in those kind of situations, from what I've learned in my personal experience, even from friends and people that I know, and even people on the podcast and stuff like that, just through my experience, I've always noticed that guys kind of do that whole self-sabotaging thing where they'll go and they'll get drunk and be super sad and, oh man, I can't live without you, and they're blowing up her phone and sending these big ass text messages and doing all this dumb shit. Bro, no, that's not the way to go about it, because what the girl's gonna see is she's just gonna see an immature guy. You know what I mean? She's going to see an immature guy that's got nothing going for him. She was his whole world, and no girl wants that. No girl wants to see that. They want to see that you are on your purpose, you're about your business, and whether you guys are together or not, you're going to be that successful man and you're going to be doing what you got to do. And if I'm being honest with you, if you do get that conversation with her, say, you wait a couple weeks, whatever it may be, you guys meet up, you talk, and she's still not willing to be in a relationship, that is where you cut it off completely. All right? And you do it with respect, hey, like, say she's like, oh, we could be friends, I'm still just not really wanting to do this with you, and blah, blah, blah. And you just let her know, hey, you know what? With all due respect, like, I'm not, I'm not going to do this whole friends thing. And the reason you don't do this friends thing is because all it's going to do is hold you back. All right? Trust me, it's going to hold you back. Why? Because you're going to be seeing her talking, dating, you know what I mean, mentioning other guys, being involved with other guys. Trust me, dude. And all that's going to do is get you in your head, and it's going to hold you back and make you overthink. It's going to hold you back from your schools, your studies. It's going to hold you back from what you got going on, your goals, aspirations. It's just going to hold you back. That's why I say if she's not willing to be in a relationship with you, you just let her know, hey, respectfully, I just don't think it's good for me for us to be friends. Like, I'd love to be in a relationship with you, continue where we left off in our relationship and all that, but that's not what you want. I wholeheartedly respect that. And, I'm just going to move on. You know what I mean? I'm telling you, bro, don't do it to yourself. Just don't. Just don't do it to yourself. At that point, you get rid of her number. You block her on social media. You just move on. You be about you, bro. I'm telling you, this is information I wish I had in these situations, because I didn't have that information and I was that guy. I was like, oh man, I love her so much and she was just the world to me. And I just looked stupid. Just looked fucking stupid. Alright, so learn from my mistake. Don't look stupid. Be the mature, calm, and collected guy. Alright? Trust me, man. Don't be me. Don't be me, bro. I was that guy. Trust me. It was bad. Alright? Oh, my goodness. Alright, we're going to get into our last scenario for today's episode. If you guys got this far in the episode, thank you guys so much. I love you and appreciate you. You're the best around. Nothing's ever going to keep you down. Alright? Love you guys. Let's get on into this one. Okay. A girl asked me to be her boyfriend. Alright. Apparently they need advice. Okay. So for context, she's 21 and I'm 28. We had met at a bar that she works at on one of her days off. It's been a little over a month, and to be fair, I do have feelings for her, but I'm still trying to get to know her. We started seeing each other more frequently, even without making plans. We would just meet up, which felt nice because everything is all organic. Uno momento. Woo! Thank you for those that said bless you. I don't mind her being nice to me, like buying me food and drinks, etc. Of course, I do the same, or if I'm offering, I'll pay it all, pay for it all, but it's just nice finding someone that's 50-50 on a lot of things. I get that she's excited, and she probably really does like me, as she says she does, but I feel like this is a little too sudden. I said yes, which I know sounds like the wrong answer, which it is, but I didn't want to reject her or bring her hopes down, especially because I know she's excited. Should I just go with it and pace her as we go on? I feel like telling her I shouldn't be her boyfriend yet would ruin things for her. And again, I do like this girl. I'm just not used to being called a boyfriend. Well, look, my guy, this is what I'm going to tell you. When it comes to girls that are a little more forward and they know what they want and, they're kind of just, you know what I mean? They're just willing to say, hey, man, fuck the societal norms. Like, this is the guy I know that I want to be with, and this is who I want. And, they just go for it. Go with the flow, my guy. Go with the flow. I say you just go with the flow, man. Stop overthinking it. Stop really putting so much weight on the decision. Go with the flow. You like the girl. You like her. She likes you. I really don't understand why the concept of I like you and you like me, so let's get together and be, boyfriend, girlfriend. Let's just do this. Where did that concept go? Nowadays, even in my female friends, they'll sit there and they'll like a guy. They'll go on a couple dates with the dude. They're just like, oh my God, I really like the guy, but I don't know about making him my boyfriend. And I'm like, what? Bitch, what do you mean? You like the guy. And I guarantee you he likes you too. So what are we missing here? You know what I mean? I really do think that people in general are just overcomplicating dating and relationships on purpose. They're overcomplicating dating and relationships on purpose so they don't have to get into a relationship. And I just don't get it. I'm like, look, if you like a person and they like you too and you guys want to be that, go with the flow, man. Oh, but I'm afraid of being hurt. Oh, I'm afraid of being cheated on. Okay. But that's the risk you take. You know what I mean? It's one of those things where it's just like, that's the risk you take. That's life. You know what I mean? Things come and go. Pain comes and goes. Happiness comes and goes. Like, it's life. I look at it like, if you're not experiencing things and just going with the flow and letting things happen, you're not living life. You're just not. You're not living life. You're not being a human being. Being a human being is feeling feelings, whether it may be happiness, it's sadness, it's depression, it's excitement, all these things, all these different feelings. Like, if you are not going through life and just feeling these feelings and just going with the flow and making things happen for yourself and all that, what's the point? You know what I mean? What is the point? I look at it like, I'm the type of person where, yes, I'm very busy and I don't really have time to like put a lot of time into relationships, but I'm also a go with the flow kind of guy. If a girl shows interest in me, I'm going with the flow. I'm going with the flow. I'm getting to know her, getting to see what's up. Let's do this. Let's do that. Yeah. I'll plan a little something. I'll carve a little time out, have a good time with her. And if she's like, I want you to be my boyfriend, I'm like, let's do it. Let's do it. Now, don't get me wrong. I'd tell her, hey, look, just know I'm really busy and you might not see me all the time. But again, I'm never going to be too busy to where I'll never see you. I'm never going to not make time for you or anything like that. You just go with the flow. If she cheats on me, it is what it is. If she breaks up with me, it is what it is. But I look at it like, it's life. You know, it's life. You're not living it unless you go through these emotions. You know, I think you're your most alive when you're feeling something, you know, and not just happiness. Okay. I think a lot of people go through life so very monotoned that they kind of forget that, you know, being sad and being upset is just as important as being happy and excited. You know, it's what lets you feel alive. It's what lets you know that you are alive. Even through those tough times, it's like, man, like don't get me wrong. In my past relationship, it was one of those things where, you know, her and I were going to get married. You know, that was going to be my wife. And I was so excited and happy about that. And then when it didn't work out, yeah, it really sucked and it really hurt. But in those moments of like discovery, of finding myself and just kind of reinventing myself, and, you know, I found comfort in that. I felt alive in that. It was just like, man, okay, you know, I'm alive. I'm breathing. I gotta do what I gotta do. You know what I mean? It's tough to go through those feelings, and it's tough to, you know, feel that way. But honestly, when you overcome it, I think that's probably one of the best feelings in the world. That when you go through something really tough and you overcome it. And I think that's the same in dating. When you're talking to somebody and you're getting to know them, you are in a tough situation. And when you overcome it and you guys come out on the other side a couple and you guys get to experience that happiness, oh, it's the greatest feeling in the world. You know? It's the greatest feeling in the world, but I think people just purposely overcomplicate things because I truly think people don't want to be in relationships. I'm being honest with you. I really do. I truly believe that people don't want to be in relationships. They just like the idea of a relationship. They don't want to actually be in a relationship. That's what I've really noticed. Is a lot of people like the idea of the relationship, but they don't want to be in one. You know? And it's crazy to me. It really is. But like I said, as far as this story, bro, go with the flow, my guy. Go with the flow. Enjoy what comes. You know what I mean? If it's great happiness, take that happiness in and enjoy it while you got it. You know, if it ends in sadness, dude, you take that sadness, you overcome it, and you become a better person on the other side. It's always going to be a win-win. Things always work out. Time heals all wounds, my guy. You'll be all right, man. You'll be all right. Go with the flow. All right, but that's going to be today's episode. Hope you guys enjoyed. Love you guys so much. This is the last episode of 2025. I am so very excited for next year. Hopefully you guys are too. And yeah, man, let's take the podcast into the next iteration, you know, the next season, if you will. I love you guys all. I'll see you on Thursday for our new book. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the new year. As they say, I'll see you next year. All right. Love you guys all. Peace.